Oh yeah, finally.
Now, having said that, something's going to play breach on this match. That's normal for them. That's what they like to do. The change being away from the double duelist setup to much more of a mirror. So Jing is going to take on Kang to begin. However, a lot more of this might end up getting decided by the supporting cast. We saw nobody carrying yesterday.
Oh, it's Forsaken taking point. Orb being taken, slight peek. Nobody brought down close to the corner, Haodong, but he's going to get overwhelmed very quickly at that. Smokes drop down. Carve out a path onto the side, but it's a freebie for them. They'll be able to get the plant down. No questions asked.
Both of these teams are going to stay tight, get those trades, which means that the opening duels, like we saw there, Forsaken being able to pick off nobody, that matters so much. It puts you at a player advantage once all the trades are out.
Got this high-low set up already. Mutual being held the fault line. Just about missing here. Kang, decent damage done on either side here, but massive player advantage for PRX. She's going to be finding themselves hard-pressed to really get into it, and something on the stage, big time this time, isn't it?
Certainly is. PRX have got that talent to be able to go toe-to-toe with EDG. We know that. Pretty explosive pistol round there. I was talking about the supportive cast, and I really feel like while there's a lot of hype surrounding the clash between Jing and Kang, and add something in there as well when he's going to be on duelist, maybe even Smoggy once we get to some of the maps where you potentially see them play double duelist compositions. But so much of this could end up being decided by that kind of supportive cast.
Yeah, and you're seeing the supportive utility already with the fault line and the flashes exchange. They're not shying away, they're not backing away from this fight. Plenty of bodies to be waiting still close to the corner. An absolute repeat of the first round, except this much more players actually stacking towards the side here. Kang needs some assistance, but back towards the side. Yeah, just Chichu left alive, so could have been dangerous, but no.
Completely bowled over there. I mean, that's just PRX grouping up and being able to trade off each other with better weaponry. With Forsaken moving over to Sky, I really feel like this guy's... The best thing that Forsaken's done for his career is stop playing Jet and Reyna all the time and really broaden his horizons, become the flex player that this team needs alongside Devi. They kind of swap the role around between them, and they're both excellent.
No, I couldn't agree more. It's added so much more in terms of compositions that they can play.
PRX are just going to barrel through tree here as well.
Yeah, there won't be much resistance. Or you say barrel through, it would be a slight little walk.
Yeah,
no noise made.
Definitely thought this was going to be a bit quicker. Oh, this is... Okay, so this looks like they're going to set up for a double blast back into Canteen. Something likes going into tunnel so that he has an aftershock and stun line up here. So this is to help Jing get deep into Canteen and put pressure on these players.
Made in the back. Fault line to set it up, but it's a counterplay. Smoggy.
Well done.
Immediately sends out the fault line and the aftershock, so reclaiming that space towards Canteen, but the smoke's dropped down. Nobody's still standing it. Straight down. He's got the help of his team as well. Out towards the smoke. Crossfire set up EDG are definitely winning this one out now. Well, player standing. Something. It's a 1v3 now. It's made it a bit more doable. One flash available. They know exactly where he is. You can see them just doubled up. Want to take the peek and the timing. And yeah, you're seeing it immediately. The precision on point.
That's one of the classic PRX plays that they pull out on Fracture, so they have the aftershock and stun line up for a double blast pack play deep into Canteen. The idea being that most of the time, teams, if they're playing the standard retake kind of setups on B, they're going to be holding towards Generator there, or deep in this position where Smoggy is. But EDG are actually holding so far back. You saw Smoggy using his fault line really far away to catch all of that aggression. Really good awareness, and I think that's exactly what you're going to need to be able to beat PRX. Now, am I really seeing Devi go for a glass cannon Vandal? No armor on Devi. He's bought the Vandal instead of going for, Bulldog armor or something like that.
I think that's a bit of a taste test, honestly, of what we might be expecting with this. A lot of the gunfire exchange on either side here. And again, it's really the same approach towards drop. Almost every single round in a row essentially has been going into this direction, but it's where PRX have found their success. Once more, vacant site. Flash sent in deep here. A lot of damage being exchanged on either side, but finally a kill. Smoggy, who will fall. Still with this hold here though. Kang close. Flash. Missing to the side here, but doubled up. They're going to bring down the players who are just trying to hold on to walls. On the flank as well. Chichu falling down. Haodong forced to save, really. $300. Can't do much more with it, with the rifle. Does he still want to make a go of it? I mean, players are weak.
He's going to prod, but he's going to get pushed. I mean, Forsaken's round the corner with a flash from something. Yeah. Both of them being used. No way!
What?
What is that from Audon?
3 straight down!
How have they all lined up?
Major error in terms of spacing, but is there enough time now? It's brutally ticking down. He's got to get onto it. I think he's missed it. He's missed the timing.
But he has taken all 4 players down as well.
There's a silver lining into that round itself.
What on earth was that?
Don't count these players out.
That is very reminiscent of one of the moments that we saw when EDG were playing against Giants. Just how exactly did they? I mean,
One enemy
yeah,
remaining.
I
wow.
mean,
Every player just catching a bullet lined up there. Nobody going for the wide swing. Nobody really pausing to try and tuck in and trade.
Right here.
It hasn't done that much damage even to the economy though, especially because EDG themselves are going to get knocked down. So there's another chance for PRX to build their bank back up. At some point here, EDG need to be able to counter what's happening. PRX are grouping 4 players up. They're playing a lot of 4-1, which is a little unusual on Fracture. Although you do see teams go for it. And they're just looking for a tiny bit of information to give the cue on when they want to pop.
no util being used. Again, I mean, it's just a repeat of the prior rounds.
It's very contact.
Walking all the way through.
I've got your trail.
The Seeker's going to be used to let them deeper into the site once more. It does clear. No, they've lost control of A halls. Seekers have to be broken. The post-plant positioning isn't ideal yet. Gonna have to see PRX really make an active effort to clear. And that's what the Trailblazer is now, following up through onto it. It's a backstab though. Occurring. Device going to be right behind them when this attempt comes through, but it's happening fast. EDG wasting time with it. Dash forwards by Kang. Lovely shot. It's that one almost instantly. Time being weighted by Device, leaving it wide open. He's moving himself onto the site here, and he's taking a fight to them with the orbital strike to buy a bit of extra time. Halls, a little bit of map ever so slightly, but smoked off onto the angles. They don't know. They are really quite weak. Getting ran down by the weapons, and it's still Mind Freaking Devi. Half on it. Not quite. Nobody trying to make the most of that. Amidst the border chaos, still 4-1. PRX getting a resounding lead.
There is some danger in a couple of these rounds, but nevertheless, PRX persevere, and they prevail.
One enemy remaining.
That's a moment there where Chishu just reckons that Halls is open. He's diving for a weapon. Just leaves himself completely open to Mind Freak. EDG are going to take a tactical timeout here, and this one must see tons of utility to take the space. They're over by Halls. We'll have a look.
There it is, Satchel. The stun, showstopper on top of it. Nobody's just got to scurry out of it, close to the corner. Rockets let loose. Reinforcements have arrived. Plenty of players here ready to receive, but with the Rolling Thunder, they're not set up for anything. They can't hold their grounds, can't fire the shots off. The stuns are very good. Kang. Let's loose the Blade Storm. He's taking a boatload of damage. Have to respect it, back away.
It's the same game plan, Brent. It really is. It's rinse and repeat, just taking what Giants did against EDG and using it again. As soon as Kang can have an operator, they used an ult to take Halls instead of contact.
What is that? And EDG really punishing the poor spacing. Bring it to the 1v1 though. Howdong, he's low. Devi, the reposition is good, but still information granted to him. Got to get a move on, and Devi. Red Bull clutch for him. He knew he had the advantage there, could just hold his ground.
It's another one of these rounds where it's close, but it's no cigar. It's not a round victory at the end of the day. It's another Red Bull clutch. Nice play though. I love the opener. Great usage of space from PRX. The danger comes here with Chishu being able to get a spray down and Howdong flinging himself around the corner too. A little reminiscent of some of the times where we've seen, like you said, the spacing be an issue. But other than those big moments from individuals, it's all been PRX. And EDG's economy's broken again.
And you're going to see them again resorting to the same plays.
They just contact dish every time Kang doesn't have an op. They can go for some kind of stun or flash play, but they're too late.
Yeah, close to the corner. This time, not going to get caught out. Howdong's been playing there multiple rounds in a row. It's Kang who pays the price of it. Nobody inside the smoke, but
Spike planted.
Not gonna be able to deny the plan, not gonna be able to do too much of all. Free clearance into drop while all this is happening as well, but yeah, flash to set it up still. Shots landing for Howdong, doing some damage, dropping down. It's a bit messy, a bit scrappy, yet it's all cleaned up here. PRX are making this just look clean, clinical, whatever you want to call it.
They're wiping the floor with EDG. This next one, a really important rifle round again. Maybe some opportunity for EDG to get back in the game. But this feels a little like the last time these two teams faced on Fracture, except the opposite way around. EDG at that point were storming ahead on their defensive side and then let a massive lead, 11-4, slip away through their fingers. I think you'd rather be in that spot, at least where your fate's in your own hands.
Here's a Kang operator, launching towards B main. Set up on the line, but immediately moving away. He's got to be fluid with it with the reposition, but it is harder to op. If you think about it, defense side of Fracture, 4 avenues.
It's just dish again, Brett.
Yeah,
it's just dish again.
Listen,
this is a massive hole in EDG's defense.
And they're just able to contact up every single time. We've seen the weaknesses, stun connecting fault line as well, doubly sure of it!
What a shot!
But still Chichu will hold on, flash is good. All being supported inside the smoke, bringing them down, PRX. Really just the heroics as well, the anchoring player. Chichu has done so much for them. Rolling Thunder onto the side, it was a tap to bait that out. Forsaken dodges it. Off to the side, flash. Not there, Devi, util out. Does he still want to take this fight? Well, EDG definitely do. Winning that one out, but fantastic by Chichu.
A little fortunate too, though, perhaps, I would say. I mean, it's nice putting your killjoy in the site, but he has to hit that shot.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he goes down, the rest of PRX are able to enter the site, and things are getting real sticky again for Edward Gaming. That's a moment of heroics there, anchoring. Hitting the exact stunned headshot just when it was required.
And just when you're seeing the defensive adjustments, finally, Kang with the operator, looking over to where they've been contacting all the time. PRX want to go in a completely different direction.
Brutal.
Split up into B. And that's it's what the point I was trying to make earlier, you know, Fracture, there's 4 avenues on the defense side you have to keep an eye on to. It does limit the amount that you can really watch with an operator. Contact plays, if you
should run.
spot out where the op is playing, plenty of other directions you can go into, but look at this, yeah.
Spectacular shot again. I'm almost not surprised when I see him hitting things like that now. Almost
down, yeah, almost. Should be taking our breath away, but almost getting used to it. PRX making a go of it into the spawn. Kang's ready though, here with the rest of the team once more. Holding them off towards that spawn area. They haven't actually got the plant down. They don't have B main control, forcing them out wide with the aftershock. Trying to swing to help out. There's nobody there. Flash, good connection. Jinx staying alive though.
Spike planted.
Now finally the plant is down. They need to win out one of these fights. Nobody. Winning that towards B main is massive. PRX is going to start to feel the squeeze and more so something. He's going to have to go huge. Close to the corner, lockdown finally earned. Almost lining up for it, but 9 health. Last player left facing him. Those are the fuse here, so EDG, adjustments being made.
And key duels being won by nobody. I'm not a fan, though, of PRX pushing into the spawn there. The lockdown came through, they had the site for free. Sure, they're in a 4v5, but they have areas of the map that they still control. Arcade, for example. I'd much rather see them try and fight towards tree in the post plant than try and stuff things into spawn here. It's just such awkward angles for them to fight. Into an off, which granted they didn't 100% know that Kang had repositioned there. And strangely enough, with PRX being for a large clash over towards halls here, all 5 players from PRX, and EDG, because PRX have just been hitting A repeatedly, are stacking 4 players there.
And here's a showstopper once more. I mean, as soon as he's got the ultimate, but here we go, fault line with the orbital strike. Exchange of it, damage being done. Look at how weak PRX are, but it's a heal for Forsaken. Not quite.
He was on 5 HP and he got wall banged with an op. Talk about overkill.
Doing that. I mean, look at the positioning of Kang. He's immediately going back to the rest of his team here. Nade up towards them. PRX not slowing down this hit. They want to take it full force all the way through with the rifles. In the blink of an eye, you will miss it. Kang has to respond straight behind. Going for the repeat, but punished. There was so much going on there. It was I mean, I'm pretty sure Kang hit that shot. Was it an updraft on top of the box? Is there a replay for that?
I think it was. I mean, there's so much that you could potentially catch in a replay.
Here it is, yeah. Was he updraft on the box?
He's left to handle B all on his own and did a great job, but the rest of the team couldn't stop what was happening in Halls. They had a stun off contact that ended in a Brim ultimate. That's a really classic play to try and maintain Halls control, and PRX is so fast, they got past it anyway with Jing. He just opens up space for PRX like you wouldn't believe. Fighting dish this time.
Yeah, you gotta try and put them off trying to fight this all the time, but you don't have the guns for it. On the side here, that jiggle, does Mindfreak see it with the shoulder, double face. Devi does need to be bailed out.
How is Kang aware enough to be thinking about where Devi could peek from too?
On a swarm, rebounding on something. Devi still here. Really testing the patience of Kang. He hits that shot, still an angle open. Nobody cannot land it.
He needed one there.
One to the head would have done it.
He had it on a platter.
PRX still haven't cleared out full side, but the plan is theirs.
Kang popped his Blade Storm. He wants this.
There's 2 rounds left. You've got to do something about it. Lovely flick. The adjustment to land that. Knows that one of the areas isn't clear, but he's brought it to the 2 versus 2. Now just needs to play him and Chichu. Updraft, right click. Great clearance down to low web and Mindfreak. Once more, safe pair of hands. Last line of defense of that.
Last round before the switch.
I mean, the story of Fracture so far to me, Brent, is that EDG try to rescue themselves from sticky situations. And PRX are always just there at the end. The heroic moments that we've seen frequently end in Mindfreak or Devi just closing the round out anyway. And all of the heroics from EDG go to North. PRX have had great openings and great closings to almost all of these attacking rounds.
And they are just essentially avoiding B in its entirety. They throw it in the mix every now and then, but it's perfect conditioning.
There was a flash at the start of this round. I think they know that there's a lot of players over towards Dish. They certainly will now that they hear flashes and boombots coming from that direction. So once more, Kang just holds down B on their own, and they're trying to stack A.
Into the spawn. That's a connection onto 2 of the players. The movement from Jing. They are really just putting the hurt on them right now, EDG. They have the crossfire setups once more. Flashes dodged, Forsaken. It's alive.
Player standing.
Lovely movement, though.
Spike down A.
Smoggy cleans it up. Left to Devi as well. He was the late lurker. Just trying to take up Halls, and now a little bit too much to do here for the final round of this first half.
Finally, the 4-player stack from EDG looks like it's going to work. But an 8-4 half is a disaster. Devi's going to try and make this one even worse. Twist the dagger. If he could pull off a 1v3 in this kind of situation, be unbelievably brutal.
30 seconds left.
Surely Kang is good for it here, holding the angle, misses the shot.
Does miss it. Devi. 5 found, 9 bullets left though. So much more to do. Kang.
An absurd shot again.
Yeah, I mean, he hits it with such consistency.
And yet, that's only resulted in 4 rounds. He's 12-9. It feels like he's playing incredibly with the op. But PRX's beginnings to these rounds, their game plan has just twisted Edward Gaming into loops.
It certainly has, yeah. Yeah, well, let's...
Highly anticipated rematch. And yet at the moment, PRX are dominating it. EDG are going to have to come out with some great ideas and some sick individual form to be able to bully their way through. And there's going to be a huge clash at tree.
Yep, the barriers fall. EDG waited out just for a moment, but Util's still good for it. Howdong tucked to the corner there. Flash. Try and take back that space once more. It's a squeeze from the bottom of it. Damage being done right through the box. They don't stand a chance. The spike is theirs. Well-earned prize. Chichu. Yeah, he was a solo player there. Pistol round for PRX. It's 9-4. And you're really seeing evidence, I think, you know, what Devi was talking about in that piece at the half, of where, you know, these guys are scrim partners, they understand each other's play styles inside and out, but, you know, this is a PRX that is now back up to that full strength. They're coming with new ideas. They're not playing that Neon comp that they did before.
No, true. Very true.
They have a very clear idea of how to essentially dismantle the way that EDG are playing so far on this map.
I feel like it is. I agree. It is a masterclass being showcased now for PRX. They're demonstrating a slower style too. While their attack rounds were explosive once they got to the site, they were adding in the contacty play, which is just bamboozling Edward Gaming. And this just looks like they're going to feed themselves into the more at this point.
Yeah, it's going to be a bunch of kills. Tasty kills at that.
Who wants the ult?
Building up the ults, Jing. Not far away from it. Showstopper's going to be a big tool here, and that is, yeah, very healthy bonus round to come into here now.
EDG in their press conference after they played against Giants said that they were playing at about a 5 out of 10, which is absurd if you watch that match and you see how well they were popping off individually. I mean, 4Ks all over the place. But I feel like they struggled in that game to deal with the change of pace of their opponent. We're dealing with something that was specifically countering them. How do they want to adapt? What do they want to do that was different? And today, at least on map 1, it is more of the same. And this time, they don't have that form advantage. PRX are shooting back, arguably even harder than EDG are. Is this a flash of alarm bot contact? I thought he was going to jump up as well. Would have been a ludicrous play.
Maybe just a condition. I mean, that one flash is used and you've seen the immediate rotation of something. Retreating back over towards B. Players grouped up towards tower. EDG are finding it hard to just poke and get an idea and feel of where these players could be.
In the meantime, PRX cleared out A halls completely. And now Devi's going looking towards Dish too.
It's going to be meeting nobody.
Devi has got to fall here, and he doesn't.
Wins that fight with a Spectre?
Yeah, that's just so rough for EDG. If they wanted any chance of being able to get back into this game, it had to be starting with the Killjoy pick that opened up the A site.
Oh, they're losing all the fights. I mean, should be favored with the rifles. They are just running them down. Kang, no more time wasted. It's the updraft and a dash to try and clear out towards the site here. Needs his team to follow suit, though. Util is really bogging him down. 5 versus 3 plan. Go off here, but the Aftershock is pushing them wide out into the position immediately, taking back Hall's control, clearing it together. Jump spot is punished. Lovely angle for Smoggy, flash dodged. Still watching for it though, and he's got no backup. Not winning these fights. And it is dire straits right now, dire circumstances. Kang, what can you do? No safety, nowhere to stand.
PRX are just playing an incredible game currently. They take 2 duels there, just swinging with Spectres. Devi and Forsaken delete the other players on EDG. And then when they need to close the round out, they're so grouped together. They allow no openings for EDG to split them off into 1v1s and somehow pull a clutch out. They just swarm through A halls back through on the retake.
What?
Yeah. Yeah,
you know, if one part of the system fails, it's always going to get picked up again by the other players.
Certainly looks like that at the moment. I mean, nobody is getting crunched currently and has just got to evacuate. PRX control the entirety of the north side and they're already back to try and contest.
Yeah, through B main is cleared out. It's not going to be any util to really slow them down once the nanoswarms fade away. Up towards tower though, Mind Freak. Here alone. It was 1 for 1. Plan is theirs. Good positioning as well. Clearing and taking control towards B main once more. Splitting up a little bit, maybe because Jing does have the showstopper. Trailblazer towards Arcade. I know nobody's there. Still Kang towards tower. He's going to be taking first contact. Crosshair placement wasn't good for it initially, yet still he survives and gets the 1. Finally, the team having out. Watching from main. A lot of health left to him. Forsaken. A little bit too much to do, honestly, in this instance. Realizes it himself. Impossible to win that one, so backing away, just making sure that he keeps the gun, but might not even get to do that. The flash is good. Okay.
How's he gotten away with that?
And he survives. Nobody going down.
Nobody goes down as
that's
well?
quite important. Yes, EDG, they get around on the board, but you needed to keep the guns intact because the money's not looking too good.
It's not that sharp. It's not going to punish them too badly in this round, and they kind of just need to win everything anyway, so nobody's going to get away with that mistake, as is Smoggy. But that's a big round carried mostly by Kankan, being able to get the entry that his team needed. It is such a long way back, though, if he wants to take his team to a victory here on Fracture. We've seen enormous comebacks between these two squads before, but it was the other way around.
Here we go, making usage of the showstopper, the turret. Peppering.
Same thing again, though. They crunch the south side.
Yeah.
Player disappears.
All the way across the ropes here, and an instant reaction from EDG. It is the same, but flipped, essentially. Plan should be able to go down here.
Better retake positions, however, from PRX.
And an aftershock as well. So then plan for but a moment, gives them a bit of time here. Seekers push forwards, not all of them broken. It's going to give some decent information here to PRX. On where the players are and standing, Kang wants to really make a go of it. And it's more than that at this point, 2 kills. Blazestorm refreshed. Teammates feeling just empowered entirely. They have shut this one down. Beautiful.
That's a highlight round for the ages. That looks like pre-nerf Jet. PRX is going to take a timeout here. Kang's had 2 back-to-back rounds, where his individual prowess has carried EDG to the finish line. What are these shots? A right click on Mind Freak as well at the end. Incredible performance there from Kang. Opens, keeps going for these aggressive pushes at the beginning, but to be honest, it looks like they're set up for another one. Got double initiator on one side, trying to keep EDG trapped in spawn, and then Jing flying at them through halls. Slower though this time.
Yeah, Stimmy will allow them to evade that stun. It's coming their way. Flash. So going to be avoided here. Obfuscating the fact that they have just trundled up towards B main here. Nanoswarm behind. Slowing it down now in the mid round. That's what EDG have really learned from a lot of their experience at these international events, actually. The ability to really just slow down those moments, take the space, poke and prod, force people out into the open.
Oh, I thought they were going to go for a contact play there. Would have been very impressive, but I think without them making too much noise, and with this Trailblazer, the Guardian Light clearing over towards Arcade, I don't think PRX are going to be buying this fake towards B. I think Haodong has just used 2 smokes for nothing.
Jing, gonna try and stop this! The onslaught coming his way, and he does succeed at that. 2 players falling. There's a stun to try and catch Defy, who was helping him out, but the door closing shut in their face. It's now very obvious. EDG, a bit of a breather.
Jishu just got locked down. Is there any chance he's got time to be able to use this? There's only 30 seconds left.
Has to commit it, really.
This is going to go down to the wire.
But the trouble is, the more time you're wasting, getting a bit dire. Got to get themselves in. Maybe they use Smoggy's all off the tail end of it to try and get themselves in.
Brutal.
Jishu falls. Smoke's now fading. 12 seconds. That will go down here. Detainment close to the corner here. Fight's still going to be taken, but it's just 1 player. Yeah, Smoggy. He's got so much more to do, hasn't he? An open sightline out towards main. He can't win it. It's Forsaken. And PRX just feel, I mean, so many layers ahead right now. In terms of just the game plan. It feels like adjustments are still being made by EDG. Coming into it with good ideas of how they want to play, but
too little, too late.
Too little, too late, yeah.
And also, even when we're talking about the quality of the ideas, I'm not a big fan of the fake that Haodong ran. EDG love to throw a fake in, you know, 1 or 2 times per map, something like that on their attack side. And this time, they didn't actually throw enough utility to make it seem real. They just popped down the 2 smokes, 1 at Canteen, 1 at Generator, and then Forsaken's in tower, listening, can't hear anything. Flash towards Arcade, didn't see anything there. Too obvious that everything was coming towards Jing in that moment. And this looks like a clash potentially to end it all as PRX try and batter their way through.
Classic play from Jing, but actually punished.
Almost.
Loves to go for the double satchel movement.
Nobody doesn't realize how close he was to hitting the grave there.
Yeah, potentially falling. It's a beautiful opener. Good beginning. Trailblazer scoping out. Seeing that the site's relatively clean. Something with just the 1. Chichu, it's a little bit labored, but no, eventually getting onto it. So 2 players left standing here. I mean, really no chance of a retake. Forsaken's only got the judge with Mindfreak falling. He's going to be opting to see if he can get a better gun. There it is.
It's worth saving here as well. You look at the PRX economy, and they only need a single round to close this out. They've had 6 opportunities. It's going to go down to 5, but at some point they're going to get big ultimates up that will make this really difficult for EDG to end with a plant. I mean, anytime you have Orbital Strike, Rolling Thunder, Showstopper, like these ults are incredibly good on defense side of Fracture. One of the reasons why this composition gets played quite a lot. EDG are going to have their work cut out for them. They need more of the same.
Of the same. They've got themselves to 7. There has to be 5 more rounds in a row. A chance to get it to OT.
Worthless. Planted.
It's a bit more difficult as well from this point on. The ultimates are going to start to get really built up, flowing a bit more. PRX are currently sitting on their Rolling Thunder. They've got the lockdown as well. Money is...
They're going to force?
It's tight. I mean, it's a weird buy, right?
It's, you know, it's not that bad of a buy. They've got 2 Bulldogs, 3 rifles. I think that's pretty reasonable.
Yeah, so they are investing into it, puts even more importance onto it, even though, I mean, every round has to be must-win for EDG at this point.
Slow siege down onto Chishu, but not the fast crunch. Doesn't give him any timings to zip away on the rope. EDG playing that 4-1 and contacting through Dish. Very similar to what PRX did, the difference being this alarm bot they're about to run into.
It will catch him.
So they choose to use the utility a little further
Hello.
back.
Rolling Thunder out
Chishu.
towards it. Yeah, the Trailblazer actually connecting. It's only one player. I mean, it's just Jing close to the side. Nade flushing Chishu out, not able to take a clean fight. Orbital Strike blinded up. Something lucky to survive here. Smoke's going to be fading in just a moment. Will he hit the shot? Enough damage done. Certainly bringing down these targets, and this is it. The final blow to finish her 13-7. Just a fundamental outclass from PRX. They came more than ready.
Map 1 went 5-15, 0-5 in first kills. Nobody's form has got to swap up if EDG have a chance here. And he's got to find value with the fade. I mean, same thing for Haodong too. But here comes a clash.
It's a classic.
Led by Jing.
Yep, it's the flashes all the way. You can see it. Jing is there. Ready for it though. Contacting through. It's all EDG. Kill feed. It's filled up with red.
Awesome stuff from Kankan.
Yeah. That's almost to clear out towards the smoke, so we're able to get the plant down here.
Spike.
Play into this round, yet still something. He's alive and kicking. Dash is there, but he doesn't actually see any players.
Here.
Very diligent with the clearance. Just onto the corner. Something sticking to the fuse. Needs to be covered, but gets off of it a little bit too much.
Weak.
A lot of damage being done as well. Yeah, pushing them out of position though. Nobody's got the cross here. Yeah, something too much to overcome.
So a great start from EDG. They win the fight as both teams just walked into each other over towards A main. Partly because Kankan was able to get so much value done. I think he bought the classic and the half armor in that round, which ended up being fairly important, to be honest. Just hit a right click and was able to survive with enough health still to have impact in the fight. This battle between Kankan and Something has been so anticipated. We didn't quite get to see it in its full form in Fracture, with Something playing Breach as he usually does. But this map is often about how you set the Jets up. Very similar kind of clash here again into A main, as Jing really leads the charge. Something instead taking the Sheriff for a walk in mid.
And not hiding the intent of it. Big rotations away. I mean, well, no scope does the job. No armor on Jing, so a single shot will do it. And real grand opportunity. See a couple of ults farmed up against some of the weaker players.
I mean, if Kankan can get these kills,
He's 3 away.
yeah, he's got a great chance of being able to get a Blade Storm online and maybe win a bonus round. He's the player that wants to be trying to take contact. Meanwhile, Smoggy is miles away. And PRX, I mean, are they just intending to die to Spike here?
Yeah, it would be the real play here from
Yeah.
behind Smoggy. That's a cheeky angle. Don't really expect that too much. Kankang is desperate for these kills now. Once he realizes what's going on, one shot found.
Enemy remaining.
Will he tag it? Will he get it? Team stealing all of them. It's prime game and flawless.
Have a word with Chichu. Have a word. We're building up the Blade Storm. Control yourself.
Who's denied the chance of getting that one? Still only 2 away.
And a prime game of flawless. You're never going to be too mad about that. And there's 2 attack-sided ult orbs on this map. Wow.
Missed that one.
What a play happening behind the scenes. So there's certainly some danger here. Kankang's going to start with a Spectre, so maybe not just planning to ult orb farm. Looks like another clash in A main again. PRX want to fight over B, but that's not where EDG are pushing things. Something on the swing.
Yeah.
Kind of deletes the wrong player, to be honest.
I mean, he's going for the player picking up the orb. Kankang. Let's collect it. Not fast enough to return with the 5, but something trying to pick up Ard again. There was that quick reaction of EDG.
That's a bundle that cannot be defended.
Yeah, it's ground gained. The PRX are very quick once more.
Smoggy's utility does not watch the flank. It watches mid and then the connector through.
Planted.
Realistically as well, Mindfreak just needs to survive. They don't even know it. No expectations and no awareness! Again, that flank was just creeping up behind them. 2 players removed, deleted instantaneously. Smoggy. Not planted really for him as well, not when he's just being approached from that direction. So PRX, pretty clean win of their own. 4 players surviving in this one, but yeah, pretty big misstep, I would say, as well, in terms of the EDG protocols. The way they set that one up, they had no idea.
Yeah, I would agree with that one. I mean, that's the responsibility of these 2 guys right here, Kankan and Chichu. Once they back off into main, they need to be watching and aware that there could be some kind of push through flank. I think had they even had the awareness, though, that Phoenix Flash would have done its job.
Yeah.
And the timing there was very quick from PRX because they went for an explosive push down B long and nobody could hear. EDG weren't really playing a spread default that was getting info on that side of the map. And now we get another clash. So many of these have gone the way of PRX.
Most of the time, in fact. Here we go.
Oh, God.
And again, it's the flashes. They're so damn good at setting you up. Out on the OTP to the side. Let's get the one. Nobody. Instantly there. Shuts that one down. Divide. Nowhere to run and nowhere to hide.
I got the spike.
So finally, EDG end up winning these duels as both teams clash into each other. It didn't look great to open up. Haldong just teleporting straight into an Nano Swarm. But they're able to brawl it out. Maybe this is a sign of better things to come for EDG. On a map where PRX are excellent usually. This Jet Phoenix composition has been so good for PRX. Little pause in the game here just to make sure that nothing funny's going on. You must close out a 4v2.
Yeah. They clear out Mindfreak, sat towards the back of balls. Util being used. The horn actually did not clear him. Ball up as well. Granted a chance, an opportunity. It's Mindfreak. They'll jump on it soundly. Very glad for it, but doubled up. Kang. Make sure to clear out that area. Something. It's the last player left here. Threw into the box. Oh. I love that. Great face. All together there. Making sure there's no chance really at all for something to get going.
Taking a look at the replay, you see Haldong getting away with murder there, to be honest with you. And nobody escapes from the pull to be able to punish Jing. I appreciate also that when they were in the 4v2, they realized that there was a player towards the back there, Mindfreak. And as he swung out, they were expecting the second player from PRX. There's a lot of respect being shown. They anticipate that these things are normally going to be synced up. Here's another brawl. It's like another team fight happening over on the other side of the map.
I mean, almost like we're deciding the rounds on coin flips right at the bloody beginning. All that utility is far too good. Ult purchased and built up. Jing, he wants even more. Flash is great. It's fantastic. Everyone alive and kicking.
It's over.
On the PRX side.
It's not even 20 seconds into the round.
Yeah, and that was honestly what I was expecting maybe from Fracture. We didn't see too much of it. A lot of gambles in terms of contact plays kicking off, but really this has just been brute force at the extremities to decide so many of these rounds.
To bring it back to one of your previous points though, Brent, there's 4 lanes on Fracture. I mean, there's like a 25% chance, I guess, that they run into each other. Here it feels like there's so much more likelihood that they're going to clash.
And PRX, when they play this composition, they do love to fight over that A main orb all the time for a variety of reasons. They can build up Jing's ult, build up multiple ults as well. Pretty key as well as part of their game plan, but also just helps you take control of the map.
You get that on camera.
So yeah, another prime game in Flawless at that one.
I think they're going to get their money's worth today. These rounds are just being decided so decisively, one way or another.
You don't really, I mean, with the composition as well, I just want to circle back to it. It is a lot slower from EDG when they're playing this, and I feel like they can't fight as effectively over this area. I mean, you don't really have an Astra for any sort of stuns, pulls. You don't have any hard flashes by not running the Sky.
Yeah,
You kind of have to take it a bit slower, I think, and try and bait out the response initially before you jump in.
Counterpoint, you could stack it with 5 players.
Which is what they're doing once more. And look, there's a star at their feet, there's a molly behind them. They're not worried, though. Being shoved off or conditioned.
But they just lose so much info around the rest of the map when they do this.
Yeah.
If this is their answer. You have to go into an A exec very quickly, because otherwise, you have no idea what's happening elsewhere. This time they do have the lockdown, but they've got to be cautious of the flank. There is still that turret and now an alarm bot from Smoggy doing work that really wasn't present in the prior when they got flanked.
As a util tend to just really choke them out. Both the Nanosauls committed to the back of the site, but no one is there. Look at this flank once more. There is an alarm bot. 3 players towards Art, 2 on the flank.
I mean, they are definitely expecting the retake to come through Secret and
they
Flowers.
are,
They are not expecting flank and Art.
And they've already used the paranoia towards the back of it as well, looking to try and refight over for that space. And Smoke's just kind of cutting up and partitioning out the side.
And now it's not planted for them.
It's not planted for them. It's flipped on its head. Trailblaze into the back, that stun. There is the connection. Something sticking onto the fuse, but broken through the wall. EDG, they're winning the fight out. There's Carnage. No one looking towards the side here. Devi. Towards the side here. Devi is there, top of the wall. 1v2, players are weak. He's done enough damage. 7 bullets, spotted it. Down to the classics, down to the wire.
Oh.
Where's the time? It's not there. It's good cleanup. But a round win for EDG.
An incredible round there. Great try from Devi. But it's EDG that ended up taking it. There's a couple of crucial moments that I wanted to point out, one of which being Kankan actually got the spray through the wall onto something and denied the defuse from coming through at the beginning. And then Jing's wall ended up helping EDG more than it did anyone else. They were able to sneak around the back and kill some of those people. And that's what it means. Passion. Not great for the EDG economy, but I don't think they're worried about that particularly. A 4-2 lead is so much better than anything they had on Fracture.
To set their sights as well and drag it to that map number 3. Here's something with an operator.
But here's my problem, Bren, with what EDG's approach is. Now that they're not 5-person barreling into A main, isn't it obvious for PRX that they're not A? I mean, if you have to take A with 5 players when they don't hear anything, look at how confident Something and Mindfreak are of just reclearing this area. They know that there's nobody around. I mean, the only person that's around is nobody.
He's going to haunt up in a few seconds. I'm hearing a few giggles at that. You can't. It's low-hanging fruit.
Here.
Can't help it.
Yeah.
All right, so it's a re-clear.
Clearance behind the box. Mindfreak still alive, actually. The flash did not connect to him, but there's an Nanoswarm to try and clear him out. Attention brought towards it. Something seeking to help him out. Once more, Devi is there, but it's traded. 2 versus 2. Spike in the hands of Smoggy.
6 players died trying to fight over A main control.
I mean, it's...
And Chichu just wanders through an alarm bot. Picks it up as his new pet.
30 seconds left.
I know mid's contained.
And at some point here, Forsaken's going to start wondering why the plant isn't going down on A. And that's going to keep Jing fairly rooted
Jing's
to B.
I mean, he's got a molly as well to try and deny if he can get it onto
everything.
the default spot. If this gets planted close to the corner, really,
10 seconds.
it's Chichu that has to defend it.
10 seconds left.
Here it is. 8 seconds left inside the smoke.
Great play.
Beautiful by Chichu. He had to defend that space. Leave it to Forsaken though. Rifle. But in the 1v2, already that crossfire setup as well. Chichu with a jump spot. Smoggy's there, he's got a turret for one side of it. Great snake bite. And yeah, the fight back from Smoggy. In the moment setups as well. It's what EDG do really well, I think, in just terms of how they play off of each other. When they get into those chaotic scenarios, you can't plan for it. But the communication is rock solid.
That's a major moment from Haldong. Devi responded almost immediately and left things down into a 2v2. Chichu did a great job on the lurk. Frankly, the lurk has not been a particularly impactful role with how quickly these rounds have been decided. So it's nice to see the lurker being able to find some value in this. It's now PRX that are on the back foot. A reason for Devi to only have a Guardian here when, I don't know. They must feel like the operator is a crucial tool to be able to work this defense.
Yeah.
And there's going to be another insane clash towards A main again.
Kang has a judge. Flash pull, TP past it. Howdong
Nice seize.
He's staring at the floor. Haunt. It's good with the connection, but no kills to be found on either side. Trailblazer, re-peek, refight. Jing. He's eager for it. Wants to draw blood. And fast to try and push them off and away. Lovely spam onto the corner. They spotted him out. The star was just in time.
So PRX put themselves into a 5v4. EDG, though, have the space that they've been hunting for this entire time. So what is the plan B? If you're not going to instantly pivot into an A hit, which is most of what we've seen when they've had lockdown and stuff on board, now that Kankan's dead and you don't have that entry player, what's plan B? You've won the map control battle at the cost of your star. They're looking to try and hide from the guiding light that's going to flash re-clear this area.
Yep. And then re-hit. I like it. It's a cheeky idea.
Except Divide doesn't even have one online.
In fact, he's watching mid because he lost control of that, so he's wondering about the flank. As they attempt to re-hit, I mean, it's going to be a slight moment if they're fast enough. The Divide won't be there ready and waiting, but they are walking into 2 players.
Nightfall is going to be disastrous for Mindfreak, I think, who's just sat close on this corner. Mindfreak's got to dip inside the smoke here if he has a chance, I feel.
Using the horn first, over the top as well, blinded up, no one clears that corner, close! Spamming away, he's got the pistol back out ready for it, 12 seconds, this is a disaster for EDG. Another prime game in Flawless. I mean, these rounds inherently have been so lopsided.
I did not think that the round was going to end like that, though. I mean, EDG are hitting with a Nightfall in through. I mean, they paranoia the player close as well. How does Mindfreak find value in that spot?
One enemy remaining.
What is that from Jing as well? Just backpedal spraying. That's a brutal round. But exactly what PRX needed. Coming straight out of their tactical timeout, they've broken the economy of EDG. These things have been just on a knife's edge when it comes to the economy because, like you're saying, Brett, the rounds have been blowouts. We haven't had a close round.
It's been a weird game to watch and observe here. Jing wants to have a go of it, re-clearing. And back out without a hold. Blinded himself! If he didn't do that, we would have spotted him. Howdong! Oh, he got a cheap haircut. He's still alive.
Look how much space EDG have taken in the meantime.
And they have, yep. Sucked it all up there, straight down into mid. There's nothing watching them. Definitely have the guns here. Jing really wants to have another go at this.
Same thing again!
Same thing again. A lot of damage being done.
At least this time the flash came from Howdong and not from Jing.
Howdong is caught, though.
Look at the flank, though, Brent.
Out to dry.
Look at all of this space that was gained through mid, back through Waterfall, and Smoggy and Kankan.
Yeah. Look at the map for them. Here's a pit. Cuts off away that A main choke. Nightfall being used with the Seekers. Can't quite follow them as well for any sort of easy kills. The job is left up to PRX to see if they can contain this. They gotta know players could be pushed into these positions, but EDG are just holding the site. There's a lockdown. Any play in mind to try and push this one back. It's not the greatest lockdown in the world. There is some spots to play into. The pit won't be going down as a result of it. And yeah, catching onto Forsaken. And Entertainments doesn't look it. They are finding it hard to chew through. And a decision has to be made, yeah. You have to give it up. When the Vipers pit's down in that scenario, really good adjustments just in the moment from EDG.
Yeah, what a great call. And Howdong and nobody survived for so long getting pressured there over towards A main. They cause enough of a distraction for Kankan and Smoggy to get all the way through mid, down through water, and flanking around onto the A players. I think PRX are going to have to make an adjustment there potentially and put Forsaken's alarm bot, you know, somewhere deeper towards mid if they want to play like this. Now that EDG have found that opening. But how bizarre that we see all of the ultimates invested in this round, where EDG didn't have the rifles compared to the prior, where they chose not to go for the Nightfall. Smoggy, one away from the lockdown. An awesome offensive tool to keep the momentum rolling for Edward Gaming.
All propped up. Chance being led for EDG to keep this lead all the way through. This is such a naughty angle. Look at that! Oh my, I believe it was the turret.
Oh, that was the turret finding the other headshot.
Baiting us, but...
Forsaken and Timmy, both with the headshots.
Exactly, and it's disgusting that. I mean, really just know what to really do, but Kankang is instantly there with a response once more. Doesn't want to back away.
A great answer. Now Mindfreak's going to get pushed here. He's sat on top of his own alarm bot, so it doesn't even do work for him. Watching
from the side here, cleaned up. It's fallen to pieces a bit for PRX. He was on the other side of the map here with the operator now aiming to retake. Does have the Blade Storm. Jing.
Placing swap grenade.
Blaze is broken. Flash into the back, playing anti. Kang wins his. Still there though, out into the open. Divide. That sightline, excellent flash. Pushes them back and away, and it's not planted for these players. EDG have to white face this one. Unconventional, really unorthodox. It's a miss from something. Divide is left alone here, and no time really to do so. Great snake bite. Even if Divide wanted to, he could not stand his ground there. Beautiful work.
Edward Gaming really starting to flex their muscles here. Both teams looking strong on the opponent's map pick after making a compositional change. I'm not convinced it's necessarily the comp, though, that's getting EDG across the line here, but I mean, they are hitting some nice shots. This one, of course, from the opposite side, but Kang goes down and just instantly entries and opens up B for them. All of the good work that Forsaken does at the start with the cheeky spots, kind of peeking through the turret's legs, undone in a moment. More A-main fights. It's like they're doing a drill.
Yeah, but this time it's PRX who just waited out, bait the util, and now they want to strike back almost immediately. A flash forwards, it's catching, but there was a smoke in the way. Nobody didn't get blinded from that one. He's able to return the fire, bring down Jing.
Something's been healed back up. And in the meantime, Forsaken's watching mid, so that's a big difference compared to where he had his utility last time PRX decided to fight for A-main. And you saw the lurk plays coming all the way through. He can pull back his alarm bot as PRX take a look over towards Art. And that allows Forsaken a little bit of the freedom just to jump spot B long as well. So PRX have some pretty good information right now, but they must still be wondering where EDG are. Rest of EDG just kind of regrouping to eventually hit down towards what is the weaker site.
It's looking like a retake. Mindfreak does have the Cosmic Divide for this one, so not going to be hard pressed about it, but
the lockdown's just a great tool here, I think.
Yeah.
You know, it does allow PRX the chance, though, to get close and try to play potentially to deny this plant from going down. Or at least to play a very fast retake.
Oh, back into the corner here, they're spamming down. All of it, Forsaken though, is cleaned out towards backcourt. So still a flank attempt by something. He's right behind them now. Should be able to get a sight line onto one of the players. Yep, Smoggy caught to the corner, but he wants the players live. No! Out to the side there, Chichu. If he could receive it. 200 APM from something. Really making sure that they are clearing every perceivable angle. Left up to Smoggy, and yeah, not a chance there. So yes, the lockdown, it did clear out a large portion of the site there, but it made it glaringly obvious with something already flanking that they could just,
Not ready yet.
again, get a flank going as well, as soon as the plan starts happening.
It's also a bit of a time factor there too. PRX realized that it had to be a B hit. There's only 20 seconds left. They're able to rotate everyone over, even if the lockdown was
One enemy remaining.
Hidden story here that we haven't been talking too much about. Something kind of struggling to have impact in terms of his fragging potential. There's been a few moments at this point where I've seen him with an op and, you know, miss a shot or have a rifle, have Blade Storm, have some opportunity to have impact, and we really just haven't seen him stepping up in the same way that Kang has.
Has been missing ever so slightly.
He did say yesterday that he was a little nervous when he first stepped onto the stage. He said he was shaking for the first 6 or so rounds, then relied on Alex and his teammates to kind of pick those nerves back up. You got to remember he's a rookie.
Fowler broken. Again, that flash reclearance. Kang way off the mark with the smoke here, but it is an attempt through Art. 3 players there. Smokes are being laid down slowly, steadily. Jing, fast, instantly there. And again, that flash is so damn good. It's a connection and a refight. All confidence from them. The spike is dropped into the middle of nowhere. Pushing contact in through main. Kang, he's found a timing and an angle here. Util out in the hands. Flash. It's still good. Updraft though, there's no punish in sight. Kang is still alive and kicking. Spam through. Can't land it, can't connect it. It's all to buy. 7-5 in the half. Damage control really for PRX. It's what it felt like on either side, but a weird half at that.
It certainly has been a strange half of Valorant. We've seen clashes all over the place. And PRX desperate to try and hold on with those final 2 rounds. Excellent round from Jing and Divide to find the value and close things out.
Any lip readers? Yeah.
My thoughts exactly with some of these rounds, but it's been fun. Anyone's game.
Anyone's game. Still heading straight back into the action. Very quickly here. Pistol round beginnings.
So what have EDG got cooked up with this composition on defense? Something and Kang looking like they might clash in art.
It's a turret to take contact here, even if Kang doesn't spot them, but he can hear them. That's why the dash is there, and the right click's doing enough for it. Paranoia actually colliding with him. It's Haodong's. There's safety in numbers and plenty of them here.
4 players just all ready to try and collect something, and I love this call from Haodong. Gonna go and re-explore through A main, looking to try and catch the other half of this split.
It's really nice.
Not going to find anybody, but it's lovely information to work with.
Exactly, and you can even keep a player here if you choose, or you can just really commit to the flank. Spotted out, Devi catches it.
Are they going to smoke the turret? I mean, the turret, I think, ended up getting broken.
Yeah, broken anyway. Devi in danger here, but there's only one player to meet him. It's him versus Kang. Devi was actually eager to take that fight, pushed forwards, past it. The reaction from PRX, already deep onto the side, trying to spam into the smokes, but again, EDG are so rapid on the approach here. They've got all the player advantage, and leave it up to just Forsaken. He can't do it. And against that,
great idea from EDG over in art.
It's the evidence, honestly, that international experience that EDG have got now, where they make these in-the-moment calls in the mid-rounding that are just pure excellence.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I think their first set play, the little trap that they have, and the paranoia that's designed to allow Kang to get out instead of actually go for more is lovely. But I don't understand exactly what PRX were doing with smoking the turret. They bloomed a smoke on turret. That wastes one that Mindfreak has available. He couldn't smoke off flowers as a result, and they also didn't contact past him. Maybe a bit of communication error happening there in the pistol round on the audible. That can happen when you have 5 IGLs on the team. Or none. I can't exactly remember which it is.
It's kind of a mixture. I mean, Forsaken sometimes takes the lead, but it's a bit more spread out. Everybody contributes. Very based.
Are going all the way through.
Yeah.
Looking like a snake just making loops around mid.
No fear at all. You wouldn't think they're on the eco, but here we go. Fully grouped up now with 5. This paranoia is going to get incredible value. There it is. Contacts caught, near-sighted up, but already the weapons are good. SMGs. Beam them all down, bring them all down. Plant stuck, so a bit of extra money. No chance to win the round, though. EDG now leading. Quite a significant margin. All the guns are intact. The bonus is going to be nice. Prime Gaming Flawless said that a lot.
We certainly have. This is set up to be very interesting this second half. You've got Kang picking up the bonus round operator as well. So the buy is going to be really interesting.
I love it when people do this, honestly. Jet players or whatever. Operate on a bonus round. I mean, you almost come to expect it, I think, if you're going up against Kang. You have to always be checking the money to see if you can buy it. But
for sure.
It can often catch people off guard.
It's fairly likely that you're going to be able to, save it if things go disastrously wrong at the beginning, or get a Blade Storm online if you do end up popping off. I think there's potential here.
No one meets him, though.
Yeah, and they've actually left him the entirety of the A site. This is something that EDG have been doing a ton of recently, is stacking 4 players defensively on one side of the map and leaving the other just to Kang. Haodong's going to spot that out, though, and surely that brings nobody back.
Oh my, he's moving forwards here. He's trying to hold this down as well with the paranoia, but there's a smoke in his way. Something's there. Team at his back.
They've given so much space.
All there, and a shot missed. Going wide here for Kang. Back up onto the angle, but again, has to respect it and back away from the util being used. That needs to go down. Updraft. No one was watching the high ground position. Something, though, looked himself forwards. Catches the one towards the back here. Nobody will fall. 2 versus 3. At some point, you have to consider maybe saving or not. Smoggy already got the kill. Spotted out another player. Nanaswarm there. Flash. Excellent. Isolating them, and Forsaken and Devi. Brilliant work from them.
PRX completely countering the idea there from EDG. There was certainly some danger still injected in there. You take a look at how they're able to entry, and it's, it's only Haodong with barely a weapon, just trying to scramble away and hold a bit of space. Great close once again. Forsaken and Devi have just been electric at closing out these rounds. Mindfreak too, actually. The supporting cast of PRX. One of the things they're doing incredibly well. Kankan getting punished a little bit for biting the operator in the prior. He's only got a stinger here, 2 away from a Blade Storm. Meanwhile, Something has all the weaponry.
It might be about to gift them one, to be honest, as well. He's walking right into 3 players who take contact. Tucked to the corner, nobody does. Here we go. It's instantaneous once more. Kang. Hadong had his back before eventually going down. Repositions now towards the back of the site. He wins that, really?
All down to Something. If he gets a pick, you might see him pop the Blade Storm and go for this.
Jump spot. He's looking for it. Information. Something. Granted it, is he? Surely. Spotted. Dash forwards. Updraft. Overzealous. And he's, well, just gifted the operator right back, as I was saying at the beginning. But EDG, around in a microcosm, it's what I love about this team, honestly, is actually they do a lot of this, the bait and switch. Someone takes contact,
yeah.
More players just holding close, tight corners. As the trade starts to come in, they can punish it.
And we're watching from Kankan's PMV a lot of the time there, but Hadong actually sprayed down 2 as well, with the Phantom, which is excellent value.
Elimination game, still a lot to play for, but we will need to see the step up.
He's got another opportunity right here as well, Bran. He's got a shorty and a Blade Storm. If there was anybody to be able to make this round winnable for PRX and stop the EDG momentum, it would be him.
Blinding. Very delayed. Sees Paranoia over the top. Something! He tried to react fast. As soon as the util was used towards A main, but
it's a great idea.
Yep, taken out of the sky.
It's a fantastic timing. He's just not hitting.
That is very fortunate.
Oh, I mean, Chishu's just got the read that somebody's going to be tucking into that corner. He just spams through the smoke. Disgusting.
Yeah, now left to their own devices here.
Kankan doesn't realize Jing's in the corner.
Yeah,
hits it anyway.
Yeah, he'll sit it. I mean, yeah. Shouldn't be favored for it, but he hits it.
He just is, though, isn't he?
He is him.
Is it looking like EDG are going to be able to get up to 11 here? Pretty resounding lead on Pearl. And PRX are struggling to make things happen. Nobody on EDG really playing around the middle of the map. You know, if PRX want to try and create picks using their Jet and Phoenix, sometimes that's going to be with plays like this through B-Link or Art. That's not really where EDG are fighting.
Chichu still was 2 snake bites as well. It's just delaying them. They know exactly where these players are. They made a ton of noise. The flashes connect out wide though. Got to hit these, and they do. Okay, pistols. Through with it. Maybe earn yourself an upgrade, but the plan has to be stuck. What's wrong with that? That's a TP right behind them. Hadong trying to put the squeeze. Yep, buying it. A bit of time and distraction plays. Mindfreak, no health to really do anything at all. Kang with the knives. Single blade did it.
What a bold play by Hadong. There was always a chance there that somebody's just waiting around the corner for him to stick the ultimate and just swings instantly.
Yeah, for the punish.
But I think a really nice crossfire setup because the rest of his team is holding from that underneath area, almost exactly holding the corner. So, oh, that is really nice shots though, landing by nobody. A player that had a very rough map 1. Like I said earlier, 5 and 15 on Fracture. 0 and 5 in first kill to first deaths. A far, far cry from what nobody was doing the last time we saw him on the big stage. But he's just having a very solid map 2 with a couple of big moments.
It's the round that matters though. Look at it. State of affairs with the ultimates. PRX, plenty of them to use and dish out now. They have to win it. Why is EDG going to be put back up to map point?
The flash did not catch onto Kang.
Flicks down. Actually, okay, dashing straight into the box. Catching him out into the open. Nanoswarm's here, vulnerable up by Jing. Stun into the corner. Can't claim the kill, even with the ult. Get back. That call is gained. Playing on side is a risky business here. Nobody still has the Nightfall.
And they have massive ultimates to be able to close this out still.
Yeah, I would love to see a lockdown being used by Forsaken still, but
I think it'd be a great idea.
Nightfall used.
He's not going for it.
Oh, blaze it. A bit prior as well. Going to be able to hear these sound cues. Still working into the back of halls, weaving in and out of these smokes. Something is standing it. No, spam down in the midst of all of this. And I think this lockdown might be a little bit too late. They've already gained access to it still. It's going to come down to an absolute spam battle. Top of the box. Predicted. There's no attempt to try and fight over this one.
Deleted.
Stand corrected. Lockdown precisely when they needed it. Now there's definitely no time to win this one out. So, overwhelming force of the ultimates. That's really what grants PRX that win.
And honestly, also a perfect timing with the lockdown. As much as we were looking for it to come a little earlier, you know, Forsaken knows best. He pops down that lockdown, and Jing, instead of using his Phoenix Molly to, you know, have some kind of post-plant utility, he throws it down to stop them contesting the lockdown. It goes inside the Omen smoke. And look at that. How are you going to get through?
Good luck.
Not happening. So PRX pick one up and draw this within 4.
They had to use a lot to get there. So far, EDG have been more than in control.
Here's another
Both
big
sides
clash.
of the map.
On B, PRX looking like they want to set up just for a Cosmic Divide hit onto the B site. EDG are going to challenge it with a bit of a trap play, actually.
So C's being used as soon as the flash is sent flying off to the side here. Caught out in the open behind the screens. Fight 1. How long? Falling. You give this up? The answer is yes, but nobody's been just left out to dry. He doesn't have an escape mechanism. Kang. Feels like he has to do something in that instance when they've lost so many players.
Major fights won by PRX there. Great idea from EDG, and they're still going to be able to pick up Jing and make potentially a goal with this. Chishu looks like he's backing all the way off though.
He's saving. Has to.
Smoggy can still prod potentially because it's only Chishu that wouldn't be able to buy.
I would like to see Smoggy prod. He's one away from the ult.
Yeah, potentially that could be a great decision there for EDG, but they're just going to maximize the weaponry instead.
Here.
I actually really like the idea from EDG too. They have, you know, if PRX decide to use a Cloudburst or a Recall Star to try and cross over towards B, there was a seize for anybody that would be walking through the smoke, a paranoia for them to try and get aggressive onto them. And instead we see big results from something. Entering around the corner, great counter utility being thrown towards Pillar, and PRX barrel forwards. They even managed to save that Cosmic Divide, so it's usable for the next round. And at this point, PRX are having great success on B.
Just start sending it.
Look how nice that is, though. You have Trailblazer into a pull, into a Nanoswarm.
Yeah.
The on-the-fly utility that PRX throws, it feels like set plays, even when they're just cooking it up on the fly. They're so well coordinated with the micro.
I mean, it's going to go B again. At the barrier, 4-1 split. Forsaken's job to watch mid here. Nobody needs to get out alive. It's really quite critical. He's playing close to the pillar, though. How does he escape this flash in his face? This is such a weird position to play. I mean, he's really got no way to get out, and yeah, he's brought down.
That is not the most intelligent play that we've seen nobody go for, and he is a player that likes to go high risk, high reward, but he's got no exit strategy there at all.
Really strange. Cosmic Divide to be used. Drop down. Blow up the site once more. Paranoia, it's fast. EDG looking to fight towards the backside of Hall's flash in their face from Jing up top onto the box. Needs to be watched for. Space wasn't given up. Jing just walking up onto these angles. Dangerous game he is playing. Tap onto it. Kang with the dash back towards Halls here. What is the play here for EDG? Smokes. It's more. Going to be used to split this one up. A tap onto the plan as well. Seeing if they can make EDG overstep themselves, but they're all reloading! And it's prime for the taking!
Jing with the Phoenix ace. Ult online, tactical timeout instantly. Hit the red button. There's problems here, starting from the very beginning with the way that nobody was positioned.
I mean, that's so smart. And Jing, he does this play, smokes will drop down, they tap the spike, I think about 3 or 4 times during the midst of this, and it forces them to spam all their bullets, trying to get a cheeky kill. 2 players reloading at the same time. Jing hears it, goes for the swing.
What a punish. Brennan, I want to tell PRX are massively favored to win this round as well and get the score back to 10-11. What is going on with the economy right now?
It's all over the place. I don't know if anybody's going to be able to afford to buy this one, but I mean, I guess the loser's bonus is kicking in at this point.
Yeah, but even so, I mean, unless nobody literally buys not a single thing. Nanoswarm up top there. Lovely.
PRX, they don't mix it up, man. Then broke, don't fix it, so already using the util. That's just going to be for the Nanoswarm and the alarm bot. It's in the usual spot. That Molly lands, so Chichu can't fight this one. Flash for the Trailblazers. It's all coordinated together towards the back, though. There's a judge waiting for them. Do they dare step? Do they dare venture? Kang falls. It's PRX in control. Lovely response, ready for it. And something in their faces. Here I stand. He screams it at them.
What a vintage something play. He loves going for stuff like that. The shorty, just his favored weapon of choice. And I was asking for a moment like that because it feels like he's found it a little tough to get the value. Sure, this one, a little bit of an anti-eco kind of situation, but you know, Smoggy had the weaponry to try and do something, and he got his ankles broken.
Brutalized, man. Something, he needed that, I think, for confidence. Get him back into it. He's not even yet in terms of the kills, but he's the playmaker he can be.
This round is everything for EDG. And their economy is not in a good spot here. And they've used a Viper's Pit to lock down B right from the start.
I actually quite like this pit as well. It cuts off the common angle where you want to use your lockdown. So Forsaken's got this one, but they have to clear out the pit if they want to use it. Makes it so difficult for them to just hit B.
But look at the alarm bot. The alarm bot is lovely from Forsaken. You wouldn't believe that he's only just become a Sentinel player. And in fact, they're using the lockdown just to clear the Viper from the pit, perhaps?
Yeah, I mean...
No, they've decided better of it. Someone with the counter core.
Seems like a low-value play, but... Let's head him back over here now. Okay, does want to go for it.
I feel like that's a pretty reasonable idea, to be honest. Countered instantly.
Yeah. No one can really take the space up. Jing is getting brutalized. Burnt to a crisp there. Tons of utility. Just meant for the ult. So lockdowns exchanged. Kang. He falls. 2 players detained. I mean, there needs to be a defense here. Definitely players watching his back. Something tucked to the corner. Chichu was baited into it. Thought he was alone. Not quite. What an insane play to make in the moment here. Dog forwards. Smoggy spotted. And again, he's being approached from every perceivable angle. He cannot do it. Not alone. Nobody in Howdong. At this point, was forced to just save here, but it's brutal, man. It's going to be 11-11.
It's an absolute disaster for EDG. They're not even able to save a single weapon into it. Sure, the score is tied, but that's not the way that this map is currently going. It's 5 in a row for PRX, and an economy advantage heading into the final round. Or, sorry, heading into the next round.
Yeah, 2 more in regular time. Yeah, the money situation is weird. EDG losing their grip, really. And flashbacks to...
Yeah, because at least you'll get something together the next round. You want to try and get yourself up to 12.
It's all in. We're right back into it.
But this is so tough for Chishu.
Smoggy is catching. First sign of utility. Immediately respects it by backing away here. Still has nanoswarms again, but they're placed. Just a single nanoswarm actually breaks the alarm bot. Still 2 remaining. One to the site, deading them now. The wall to cut across, but the site has been given up in its entirety. Deep alarm bot, Divine, tapping. Now sticking for the plan. It's going to be this scenario for EDG. Going to have to try and play this one into the retake. Without the weapon, Kang has everything to do. Into the corner, Dash is there, here's the footsteps, beautiful kill. Does he commit to this one a bit further? Tap, forcing out the util. Rest of his team fighting for it, but they contain the flank and they bring them all down. 2 left standing once more. Can Chichu even find a rifle in the midst of all of this? They haven't even got the pull out. PRX, so many layers, not even using it actually.
I mean, Mindfreak's dead at the moment, Brent.
Losing my grip on reality here, but Forsaken is not. It's 12-11.
And one of the most critical kills in that round is something, winning the Jet head-to-head on the flank to stop the threat that is Kang. Kang playing the defensive side Jet, got up to 20 kills quite a while ago, and since then has only really been able to put 1 on the board. Created a threat, but the rest of the team just couldn't capitalize. PRX, 6 in a row, have just stolen the lead from EDG and now are on match point. EDG with a horrendous buy as PRX continue to just hammer it home into B over and over again.
There needs to be an answer, something to push them back. So many players out in the open. There's something plucked out of the sky. Jing close to the corner. Can't get a clean fight whatsoever here. Still, there needs to be a fight being taken by them. Forsaken. There's the last one left here, but this is EDG with Everything to play for. Spikes there, swinging wide. Kang brings it to 12, brings it to OT.
After 6 in a row, EDG finally come up with the answer to be able to save this series. It's just a brawl.
Here.
The players defending, taking duels down B long. A ridiculous aim duel. So overtime it is. Who does this favor? Forsaken's picked up an Odin defending over towards B. Don't know what kind of areas he's thinking of spamming there. Do you remember these clashes in A main, Brent? We've seen them so many times on EDG's attack half. Here it comes.
Resulting in a coin flip almost. TP past the box. PRX, they've been favored when they wait out this util and then they re-hit it afterwards. They're doing the exact same again. EDG, they need to be a bit better for this one. Jing, he was not blinded up, but Haodong hits the transfer, at least the spray down.
All 5 players from PRX grouped up
Fully
here.
grouped up, fully rotated. They want to make another go of this one, fighting into it. They all topple, and no one can withstand it. That's how the round ends, but EDG find themselves
Switching
at
sides.
that point.
Can they hold on? Can they close out? They haven't had a map point at any point, but they were at 11 for so long. The players just woke up here towards the end. The individuals were popping in those moments. They just took duels and won them. This has been the key in the last 2 rounds. Round 24 and 25 have been won by EDG taking fights.
Yeah.
It feels like Blinkervision a little. Kang picks up an operator though, heading into this to try and close things out for EDG and send us to bind.
Yep, he's watching B.
That's where the spike is.
It's going to be a smoke in his face most likely, or at least a wall, something to block off this angle. Flash. The record smoke. Kang now. He's left wondering if they have crossed. We know differently, of course.
Haodong's got a paranoia.
Yeah, it's off the alarm bot through double doors, but
Presumably, he's also going to pull off as soon as the turret takes contact. And in fact, after 20 seconds pass, he decides to just drift over there anyway.
there it is. Does he let it rip? Does he let it loose? Turret's already broken, grouped up. PRX almost in their entirety here, split up. They've taken A main control. Paranoia, re-clearance, fight. Something was out of position for it, but he still loses that one. And for main, it's struck. PRX, they pick their timings, they pick it well.
They collapse the trap back on top of EDG. And this is almost certainly going to another round of OT unless Kang can pull out the impossible.
Last cannon. No armor, just the operator. One smoke. Too many angles to watch, and look at that. I mean, they are not letting him get away with anything.
Not a chance. What a round from PRX.
Switching sides.
It's a great work there to avoid that trap from coming through. I mean, something's the first death, but he's also playing anti-flash, ready to swing, and the rest capitalize. You know, Mindfreak is there, ready to stop the second wave of the push coming through, and the reaction from the A main players is instant and excellent. No streaks of rounds happening here. Back and forth. And no major clash happening at one side of the map or the other. Though PRX are stacking 4 towards A, it's not for a fight on the extremity to begin. Forsaken hasn't even used his turret or alarm bot yet. He's waiting to deploy them in case EDG just run to A.
Run to A, or even just use utility to clear it. Maybe just waiting to see if there was a snakebite or an Ana Swarm pulled out of them. Which there wasn't. EDG still have all of them intact. Mid-control gained. Here's the change in pace. I mean, we haven't seen mid explore too much. EDG only prodding with 2 players. And it feels like both teams are very scared of any chance of trap plays.
Does this Prowler catch? It does not, and something's got a chance.
Back on the line. Here we go! Adjustment with the micro aim. Jing's there. Immediately to push them back away from Art. This is EDG into the side flash. Out wide, Kang surviving a little bit too long.
But PRX finish it. It's the duelist players with Something and Jing that closed the door on EDG in that round. Excellent play by Something over in A main, and Jing picked his timing to try and fight towards Art beautifully too. Usually it's the rest of the squad kind of setting these guys up for success. And here, just decided to take the fights themselves. There was 3 players dropped before you could even blink. And Forsaken's shaking with the anticipation of being able to put this team away. What a comeback this would be. PRX. They have a match point to work with.
Look at this timeline, man. String of rounds they've got. One more round will do it. Once more bringing it back away from EDG. It's heartbreak for them. PRX look to sail the way to that 2-0. This is the beginning of it. Turret's broken. Dash forwards from Something. Really now. These anchoring players are going to have the most to do. It's Chichu and Smoggy. Here the util being used. They know they've lost control of mid at the same time. It's forced rotations away, but it's just slowed down a tad, and now you're going to see it sped up once more. Smoke drop down to try and get them in. Smoggy into the back of Halls. Him and Chichu have finally done it. Time has been purchased and bought. And Forsaken to 1v3. Does have the spike and lots of time, yet chooses to take the fight anyway through them. It's watched for 14-14. I said it was those anchoring players, Josh. They had the most to do and they did it.
What a step up. Feels like both of these teams are just trying to get into position for large execs onto sites at this point. Going for a bit of a contact play and then deciding to burst through. Awesome fights from Smoggy there. And now, situation reset. You can see what it means on both sides. EDG fighting for survival here. Not an elimination match, but survival in the match itself to head over to buy. We have an operator on both sides, and both jets are heading towards each other.
Similar scenes, Prowler catching.
Something there is just waiting for somebody to peek off the back of the Prowler. That's why he takes it full to the face.
He's waiting though, retreated towards the back of the side. PRX are looking into mid. It's a recleanse with the flash. That is risky from Jing. Lots of positions where you can play anti-flash. And EDG, look at this mid-round response. Contacting up and reclearing. They hit the head straight through the wall. Jing is weakened. Molly at his feet. Another flash as well as the second one used here. And he is in a bit of danger. There's a pull. Used to support him. At the feet, nobody can really scale particularly fast. Kang now still with a dash, hits the lamppost. Whoa. There, clearing the way over the top. Not missing well. Shots, the bullet's not hitting. PRX in a commanding control of every single area.
And the rotates are just coming through so quickly. As soon as EDG show their hand and realize that they want to commit through Art, everybody from PRX is there. There is no thought that there could be a lurker causing pressure on the other side or some kind of feint happening. Both teams realizing that the other is going to be one-dimensional in these moments when the pressure is the highest, and everyone from PRX collapses. It is whiffy too from Kang, who decided at the final moment not to go for an operator and pick up the rifle. Now once again heading into the next, both jets are going to have rifles again. And PRX with another chance of being able to close things out. They have been hammering B hits home time and again. This one looks slightly different, with Something in Mindfreak coming from B-Link.
But again, it puts all the pressure on the shoulders of Howdong. This time, Kang joins him. Howdong's Smoggy.
Howdong's holding another paranoia, and he uses it early.
He doesn't cross, they know his position's there. He has to TP to get out of here. They're going to use util to clear him. Inside Link! Up dropped in the dash, it does not work out. Smoggy, he shuts that down. One avenue not watched for, but still the wall allows them to cross. Stun is there, out in the open. PRX, it's all Forsaken. He's earned himself the lockdown. This is disastrous.
The anchoring
brilliant, man.
The anchoring players were struggling so much to be able to capitalize on what had happened in B-Link. They just got stuck inside the site. Forsaken's about to drop 30 and close this out for PRX. Jing wants to fight.
Flash connects. Chichu's blinded. Still hits it, still brings him down. 2 versus 2. Position's got to be known. Sees no connection. Spam through, but the crossfire's too damn good. And it's PRX completing the run back. They're making